Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Mic check, mic check. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Mic check. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Check, 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 test. Center field on the campus of Bryan College. Welcome to the first home game of the season for the Bryan Lions as they battle it out with the Marian University Knights out of Indiana on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Got a doubleheader for you today. We'll have a doubleheader again tomorrow. It's supposed to be a little colder tomorrow. We'll go ahead and kick off our starting lineups, starting with the visiting Knights for Marian. Leading off, playing shortstop, we got Braden Coffey. Batting second, playing left field, Landon Sarkey. Batting third, playing first base, Zach Bale. Batting fourth, playing third base, Hector Corona. Batting fifth, playing right field, is Cole McManus. Batting sixth, playing second base, Elijah Kelly. Batting seventh, the DH, Calvin Miller. Catching in the 8-hole is Ty Jarvis, and batting 9, playing center field, Nathan Penardsky. On the mound for the Knights is Chris Adams, as we'll round out that lineup. And now for your Bryan Lions. Leading off for the Lions, we got left fielder Caleb Ramsey. Batting second, we got catcher Jaron Morris. Batting third, right fielder, wearing number 5, Cade Cook. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, Will Curcio. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Denaj Williams. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Logan Stradley. In the 7-hole, the DH, Jarrett Scott. And batting eighth, the first baseman, Zach Terry. And rounding it out is the shortstop, batting 9, Cyrus Campos. On the mound for the Lions is Ty Johnson, the senior transfer out of a couple of junior colleges. As we get started in this season, this is Marian's first game of the year. They're coming down. Their coach told me this is the first time on the field. They practiced here on the field last night. Said it was the first reps they got. They're under quite a bit of snow up in their area. The Lions have played 3 against the number 2 team in the country, Georgia Gwinnett. Went 0-3 and got beat pretty handily the first game, but great battle on day 2 as they lost a doubleheader. The first game, Gwinnett walked it off on them 6-5, and then they lost the second one 7-5. So really good showing out of the Lions coming in against a always tough Georgia Gwinnett team, and they're going to show it again. I was down watching the first game, and it looked like they had the best pitching staff in the country. I mean, sure, you know, teams like LSU, Shreveport, and Southeastern and Westland is going to battle against that. But fantastic arms on the mound for Gwinnett as the Lions got off to a rough start, only record-wise, but in terms of play, thought it was fantastic, especially in the doubleheader. This is the first game of the 4-game set for the Lions and the Knights. As we'll take a pause here for our national anthem and prayer. If this is your first time seeing center field this year, if you don't live near Dayton or haven't driven by, you're seeing some brand new turf that was put over Christmas break, and it's super excited. We've been trying to do turf on this infield for a couple years now, and we were finally able to pull the trigger with some great support from our administration and great support for some fantastic donors that we are incredibly appreciative of. And I'll tell you this, it's a new look. It's something I'm not used to. If I have been baseball coach here the past 14 years, this is my first year as associate athletic director in a new role. Jordan Day is taking over the helm of the baseball program. And so I am bummed that I don't get to coach on it. I don't get to stand in third base box on this nice, soft turf, keep my shoes clean, all that stuff. But you know what? I love watching it, and I'm excited they're getting to play on it finally. It's like something you never thought would be real, and all of a sudden here it is. And so we're pumped about it. I don't know if you can tell necessarily in the broadcast, but there's a lot of other construction going on here at center field. We got some new seating going in down low with some chairbacks. Right now, the press box area has been taken down to accommodate that. It will be put back up. We've got some awnings going in for some shade cover for the fans. And if you've ever been to center field and walked down to the field, you're going to be really excited about this when stairs are going in to head down to the field. So it's not going to be an adventure to get down and wonder if you're going to fall. And if it's wet, you probably are going to fall. So I'm excited about that too. Also got a seating deck going up here off the road, and so it's going to be exciting all the way around. So a lot of big things happening on the campus. Softball just had some great facility improvements over there. If you tune into their broadcast, you're going to see that. But we are about to kick this game off with Ty Johnson on the mound. Leading off for the Knights is going to be the shortstop Braden Coffey. Excuse me. First pitch of the series is down the middle for a strike. 0-1 to Coffey. Johnson kind of switched up roles last year. We saw him out of the bullpen some. We saw him with some starts. He's going to get the nod to open this series off as he evens the count 1-1. Pretty versatile pitcher. I got to coach him last year, and he can do a lot of things. And he had a great fall and certainly earned this role. We're probably going to see several arms this weekend as a four-game set will tend to lend to as Coffey fouls that one off to make it 1-2. One-two pitch to Coffey, swung on, hit high in the air. Zach Terry moving toward the fence, and that ball is going to land out of play. So we'll stick with the same count. Wind blowing in from right field. It's kind of a coin toss how that wind goes sometimes here, Brian. Sometimes it blows out. Today it's blowing against the left-handers. 1-2 pitch grounded to third base. It's going to hit off the bag and over Denaj Williams' head, as that is an unfortunate start to this game, as Denaj was certainly set up to make that play. Would have been a tough one for the speedy Coffey and a long throw, but once it hit the bag, Williams had no shot at it as it lands in shallow left field, and so that's going to end up for a double to start this game for the Knights. Knights coming here out of the Crossroads League, very strong conference. Taylor University won that conference last year. Knights finished 6th in the league after behind 5 very good teams. Grounded up the middle, that's going to be a base hit for Landon Sarkey, and that's going to score a run right off the bat, and Bobble in the outfield is going to get Sarkey to second base. So 2 fairly soft hit balls to start this game, but 1 run and a runner in scoring position immediately with no outs here in the first. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Zach Bale. Bale, a transfer from Chat Valley Community College. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. One 0 pitch swung on, hit the third base. Williams fields it. Throws across, long hop to Zach Terry. That's going to be one out, and the runner will advance to third. Going around the horn for the Lions, we got Ty Johnson on the mound. His battery mates, his battery mate is Jaron Morris behind the plate. We got Denaj Williams at third, Cyrus Campos at shortstop, Will Curcio at second, Zach Terry at first. In left field, we got Caleb Ramsey, Logan Stradley in center field, and Cade Cook in right field. First pitch swinging, grounded to shortstop. Cyrus Campos comes up with it, throws across. That's going to be 2 outs, but will score a run. And so every ball put in play so far has been a ground ball, but we have a 2-0 ball game quietly and quickly as we have 2 outs here in the top of the first. That's going to bring up Hector Corona, the third baseman. Excuse me, I think I got behind. This is Cole McManus, the right fielder. Hector Corona was the one that just grounded to shortstop. First pitch swinging. A 1 pitch inside for ball 1. One pitch to the lefty McManus. Outside for a ball, 2-1. Two one just missed outside. That's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Three one pitch, that'll walk him. So another runner aboard for the Knights here in the first. And that's going to bring up Elijah Kelly, the second baseman. Kelly swings at the first pitch he sees. Ground ball to Denaj Williams. Throws across another, this time a short hop. That's going to be a collision at first and not going to be able to come up with his Zach Terry. That's going to be safe. So just throw a little bit offline and up the line is why Terry had to field it right in the legs of Elijah Kelly. And that had to pop the ball out of his glove. So runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the first. That's going to bring up Calvin Miller, the designated hitter. Swung on, fouled off first pitch. This Knights team is coming out swinging. I don't know if they've taken a strike this game yet. Maybe the one, the first pitch of the game. That one also fouled back, 0-2. Pitch to Miller and struck him out on looks like maybe a changeup inside, maybe a breaking ball in tough to tell from my angle. But that'll end the inning. 2 runs on 2 infield hits and 2 errors as we have an eventful top of the first, and we will be right back here on Lions Live. Back here in the bottom of the first as the Lions take their first at-bats at home this year. Got Chris Adams on the mound for the Knights. Ty Jarvis doing the catching. Third base is Hector Corona. Shortstop, Braden Coffey. Second base, Elijah Kelly. First base, Zach Bale. In left field, we got Landon Sarkey. We got Nathan Pinarski, in center field, and Cole McManus in right field for the Knights. As the first pitch from Adams is taken for a ball up high to Caleb Ramsey, who will do the leadoff role for the Lions today. Adams evens the count at 1-1. Adams working quickly, only from the stretch with no runners on, to the lefty Ramsey. 1-1 pitch outside for a ball. 2-1 the count. Two one to Ramsey inside and high. 3 balls, 1 strike on the batter. 3-1 offering. Swung on, hitting the left field. Over, giving chase down the line. That's going to fall foul. I know it's tough to see from this camera angle. Just kind of a note. There are currently, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cameras set up at center field. We were only able to get 1 to work today. It's a work in progress. We had some hiccups. Hopefully, by next weekend, we can have a really good stream where you guys can see different angles from our camera system here. 3-2 pitch to Ramsey. Swung on, hit up the middle. A little soft chopper, and is going to be fielded by Kelly and thrown out for the first out of the inning. So Adams falls behind but works back and gets a ground out. That's going to bring up the catcher, Jaron Morris. Morris, a sophomore, had a great freshman year behind the plate. Split time with a man affectionately known as Gator. And this year it's going to be his primary responsibility to do the catching duties. He takes strike 1. Had a fantastic fall, shown a lot of power. One of, if not the best defensive catcher in the NAI. 0-1 pitch outside for a ball. Last weekend at Georgia Gwinnett, Georgia Gwinnett has led the country in stolen bases the past several years in a row, and Morris really shut them down. Check swing. Umpire says he did not go. I agree. 2-1 the count to Morris. Two-one pitch, low for ball 3. And he'll walk him. So runner aboard for the Lions here in the bottom of the first. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Cade Cook. Cook wearing number 5 for the Lions. If you're not familiar with the tradition, it started probably 7 years ago or so. Lions don't necessarily have a captain, but they have an honor of wearing the number 5, the player that best represents the program in all aspects, team leader, and Cade Cook got that honor this year after following Dante Morton, and then before that it was Cade Cahoon. Before that we got Parker Cosby, and then Ty Scott started us off with number 5. Jeremy Deal also wore number 5, our VP of Athletics, but that was before we had started the tradition, but probably influenced a little bit about the number as Cook takes strike 1. Doing the running for the catcher Morris at first base is going to be Chris Hall. 0-1 pitch to Cook. That's strike 2. Lions will do some running, and I'm curious to see how this turf is going to affect it or kind of elevate the running game for them. Probably plan to elevate both teams' running game throughout the year. 0-2 pitch to Cook, swung on, grounded up the middle. That's going to be through for a base hit. Chris Hall is going to round but stay at second base as center fielder Pinarski comes up with the ball and gets it in. So 2 runners aboard for the Lions here in the bottom of the first, trying to answer after that 2-run inning for the Knights. And that's going to bring up Will Curcio, the second baseman. Curcio started his collegiate career at Chipola Community College down in Florida, the JUCO powerhouse, and then transferred to the Lions, but still remains a sophomore after playing here last year as he swings at the first pitch, strike 1. A little bit of speed on the bases. Chris Hall at second base, Cade Cook at first base as they take their leads for the 0-1 pitch to Curcio. That ball's taken for a strike, 0-2. Check swing. Didn't look like he went from my angle. He's not even going to check. 1-2. Adams comes set, checks the runners. 1-2 pitch to Curcio, swung on, struck him out. Fastball a little up in the zone right there. And that's going to be 2 outs, 2 on here for Denaj Williams. Williams, the freshman third baseman, play a little shortstop at Gwinnett. Probably see him moving around the infield a little bit. Switch hitter, had a tremendous opening to his college career down at Georgia Gwinnett. If you can play well down there, then you know you're off to a great start as he takes that first ball in the dirt, 1-0. Denaj came in with expectations, but has exceeded the expectations by Jordan Day and his coaching staff and won a starting spot and got off to, like I said, a fantastic start down in Lawrenceville. The 1-0 pitch to Williams, swung on, fouled back, 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Inside for a strike. 1-2. As the Lions trying to get something back on the board to answer to the 2-run first for the Knights. One-two pitch up high, ball 2. 2-2 to Williams. Runners take their lead. That's down low for ball 3. That'll even the count. Excuse me, that'll be a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. The runners will be in motion. Payoff pitch outside for a ball. That's going to walk the bases loaded and bring up Logan Stradley, the center fielder. Stradley from Etowah High School in Georgia. Same place his teammate Will Curcio is from. First pitch for a strike. Looked like a breaking ball, a little out. Oh, 1 pitch, 0-2. O2 offering outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Try to get a little chase there. Adams comes set, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, but in the dirt. That's going to get back to the backstop, so there's no chance to throw the speedy Stradley out, and that will score a run. So wasn't a tough pitch to catch, but just wasn't able to grab it. I don't think that was a cross-up based on the look, but I just think it was just a tough play or just kind of mishandled by the catcher Jarvis. And that's going to bring up Zach Terry with the bases loaded again as the Lions cut into this lead 2-1. First pitch for a strike. Terry takes fastball out. A 1 pitch, swung on, grounded to the left side. That's going to be off the shortstop's glove, and that's going to score 2 as Denaj Williams comes in for the 3rd run of the game. Ball is going to be played at second base, and it looks like we're going to be safe at second. I think, well, hey, we'll take the doubles when we can get them, big man. Zach Terry trucking his way into second base. That ball hit sharply and misplayed by the shortstop Coffey as it took a really quick short hop at the last minute and scored 2 runs. So now we'll have runners in scoring positions, 2nd and 3rd, and that's going to bring up that's going to bring up Jarrett Scott, the designated hitter. Oh, pitch taken for strike 1. Scott, the freshman out of Adairsville, Georgia, will take that pitch for strike 2. Would love to get another base hit right here to score. I was going to say 2 more. I know Terry's on second base, and I love you, Zach. It'll be tough. And that's going to be strike 3. So 3 pitches, 3 looking. But the Lions do answer and score 3 in the bottom half of the inning. So we will go into the second 3-2 Lions. Back in the top of the second here at center field, Ty Jarvis leading off for the Knights. Ty Johnson on the mound for the Lions. First pitch inside for a ball. Checking out the YouTube a little bit, I see we got former Lion Jackson Smith on the broadcast, also former Lion Jake Sabo. Love to see you guys. And then we got another that I don't know the name. That ball is in there for a strike. We got Wee Woo 10, and I'm by the comments, I think he played with Jordan Day. Shane Clausen was number 10. Is this Shane Clausen? Kind of leave me a note on, say who it is. As that pitch is lined into left field for a base hit to lead off the inning for the Knights. Ramsey will get the ball in, so Jarvis will stay at first. Shane Clausen, great to be in your presence digitally. That'll bring up the center fielder, Nathan Penarski. A lot of lefties in the lineup here for the Knights. I believe this was the fourth or fifth one of the game, as he'll take the first pitch for a strike. Inside for a ball. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's got a courtesy runner at first base. I can't see the number to shout him out right now, but looking to run. But that ball's going to be a hit by pitch. So we'll have 2 runners aboard with no outs, and we're going to be back at the top of the lineup for Braden Coffey. Coffey started this game off with a soft ground ball down the line that hit off the third base bag, so it was unplayable. He got things going for the Knights. First pitch looks like it was inside for a strike, or excuse me, for a ball. I thought it was strikes. But I'm a long way away. 1-0 pitch. That one's for a strike. One pitch inside, 2-1 the count. Coffey, the transfer from IU Kokomo, another NAI school down the road. 2-1 outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Jackson, you're right. The Bear never stood a chance. 3-1 pitch. That's going to be off the helmet of Coffey. And that's going to load the bases. Johnson got into a little bit of a hit by pitch trouble down in Lawrenceville this past weekend. Kind of more of the same right now. So we will have bases loaded for the left fielder, Landon Sarkey. Sarkey singled his first at bat up the middle. And Jordan Day is going to take a mound visit, kind of calm down Johnson, try to reset right here. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the second. To Landon Sarkey, that ball is going to be outside for ball one. Sarkey, the freshman out of St. John, Indiana. Johnson evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch, swung on, fouled straight down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scotty Moo doing the ball chasing for the Lions as he has for many, many years. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit line drive up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. That'll score at least 2. Rounding third. He's going to stay at third, and that's going to be a double for Sarkey to give the lead back to the Knights here in the second. With those 2 runs, Knights take a lead 4-3, still with no outs here in the second. We do have action in the bullpen for the Lions. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, the 3-hole hitter, Zach Bale. Bale grounded out the third in his first at bat. Swung on, missed. First pitch strike. Oh, 1 pitch inside for a ball. One pitch, fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lions can certainly use a strikeout right here, get something headed in their direction. And he did strike him out. Slider outside, so that gets 1 out for the inning for the Lions. That's going to bring up Hector Corona. Corona, the third baseman, grounded out to shortstop in his first at bat. Runners at second and third here in the top of the second. First pitch for Corona, swinging, grounded to second baseman, fielded by Curcio, throws over the first base, and they will get the out, but a run will score. So 5-3 Knights. 2 outs here in the inning. It's going to bring up Cole McManus, the right fielder, who walked in the first. First pitch swinging, grounded back to Johnson to the mound, runs it over, underhands to Terry, and that'll end the inning. So 3 runs on 2 hits and no errors, and we go into the bottom of the second, 5-3 Knights. Back in the bottom of the second, leading off the inning for the Lions will be your shortstop, Cyrus Campos, the 9-hole hitter. As the Lions try to answer from that 3-run second for the Knights, Campos takes the first pitch up for a ball. 1-0 pitch from Adams. Called strike. One to Campos, up high for ball 2. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Campos, a patient hitter, does like to walk. That ball is swung and grounded to the right side, fielded by the second baseman, thrown across. That'll be Elijah Kelly to Zach Bale. That'll be the first out of the inning. It's going to roll the lineup over back to Caleb Ramsey, the leadoff hitter. Ramsey shows bunt, pulls back for a ball. One 0 pitch, swung on, driven into left center field. That's going to be off the wall. Ramsey's going to round first, head to second. He'll be in there standing up with a double, as that ball was hit well off the Motor City sign. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Jaron Morris, with 1 out and a runner at second base. First pitch to Morris, up high for a ball. One 0 pitch, down low for a ball. 2-0. Pitch, swinging for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Morris. That looked like it was a changeup right there. 2-1 pitch in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. Swung on, foul tipped back into the catcher's battery area, and we're going to have a full count here with 1 out here at the bottom of the second. Payoff pitch to Morris. Swung on, driven up the middle for a base hit. That's going to score Ramsey. Morris will stay at first base with a single. So RBI for Jaron Morris. The courtesy runner, Chris Hall, will come out to run for him, and we are 5-4 high scoring here in the second with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Cade Cook. Hall takes his lead at first base. First pitch to Cook, inside for a ball. 1-0 pitch swung on and fouled off to the left side. Cook, the only married gentleman for the Lions. I can't speak for the Knights. With his wife, Ruth, probably in attendance here somewhere today. Star for the women's soccer team here at Bryan. 1-1 pitch, grounded softly to the right side, fielded by Adams, slipped over to first base for the out. So 2 outs here in the inning. Chris Hall will advance a second. That's going to bring up Will Curcio. First pitch to Curcio, inside for a ball. Adams looking to go in, especially early in counts, it looks like. Trying to establish the inside part of the plate and then work out later in the at-bat. One 0 pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. One down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here at the bottom of the second. Two 1 pitch offered at. That'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two count, 2 outs here in the second. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be taken for strike 3. So the Lions do answer with 1 run, and we will go into the top of the third. Knights 5, Lions 4. New pitcher on the mound for the Lions in the top of the third is going to be Jackson Black, the freshman from Ringgold, Georgia. Black made a pair of appearances down in Lawrenceville this past weekend with a good amount of success. As he'll throw the first pitch grounded to shortstop. That's going to be Campos. Comes up with it, throws it across for the first out of the inning. One pitch, one out for the Lions here in the third. That's a good way to start, as that was Cole McManus with the ground out. That's going to bring up Elijah Kelly. Excuse me, that was Elijah Kelly. That's a foul ball to start this at bat. That was Elijah Kelly, the ground out. That's going to bring up Calvin Miller. I'm trying to keep score here as we go. I'm trying to, and what I'm finding is paying attention in the booth is actually harder than paying attention as a head coach in the dugout. So forgive me for my shortcomings. 0-2 count to Miller to start this at bat as Black has come out pounding the zone, and that pitch is going to be outside, but great 0-2 pitch for Black. One-two pitch up high, swung at and struck him out. 2 outs in the inning quickly here for the Lions. That's going to bring up Ty Jarvis, the catcher, as he'll take the first pitch strike. Swung on, popped up to the right side. It's going to be out of play. 0-2 the count to Jarvis. Struck him out, swinging 8 pitches. What an inning for Jackson Black to come in and retire the side quickly, and that'll get a 0 on the board for the Lions. We go to the bottom of the third, 5-4 Knights. Back in the bottom of the third, here at center field, Denaj Williams will lead off the inning for the Lions. Walked in his first appearance. Williams swings at that pitch and fouled back. Adams on the mound quickly, wants to work quickly. here in this third inning. Next pitch up high, but caught the top of the zone for a strike. 0-2 to Williams. That one's going to be a little too high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch, swung on, struck him out to start the inning for the Lions. It's going to bring up Logan Stradley, the center fielder. Stradley swings at the first pitch and gets down the count. No balls, 1 strike. 0-1 pitch inside. Looked like a called strike. Umpire's going to tell him, yes, it was on the call. Stradley had checked the swing but held up. So 0-2 quickly on Stradley. Payoff pitch swung at, struck him out. So Adams working quickly here in the third. Is he trying to get some momentum back after a great inning by Jackson Black to come in and retire the side 1-2-3. That'll bring up Zach Terry. Terry takes the first pitch for a strike. Terry doubled in his first at bat to score a pair of runs. That ball's chopped and hit his bat in the box, a foul ball. 0-2 the count quickly on Terry. So far has been a tremendous inning by Chris Adams, as he seems to be catching a groove right here. Trying to throw up a pair of zeros here in the third after only runs in the first 4 frames. That ball's going to be strike 3, caught the outside corner. Adams gives him a little bit of look as he's got a little swag as he walks off the field. So we'll head to the 4th. 5-4 Knights. Back in action here at center field as we kick off the top of the 4th with Nathan Pinarski, the center fielder, 9-hole hitter for Jackson Black, who made quick work of the Knights in the 3rd. He'll start this inning with a ball high. It was really close. You feel like umpires should remember, hey, he threw like 7 of 8 strikes in the first inning. If it's close, it's probably a strike. He didn't like that one either. He didn't get the memo. 2-0 the count to Pinarski. That's going to be a strike. Three good pitches to start the at-bat for Black. That one's going to be ball high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Needs to come back and win this after starting this thing with 2 close calls. 3-1 pitch outside for a ball, another close one. So all around the zone, but not getting the calls we want here on that at bat. And that's going to be a leadoff runner on. It's going to bring up Braden Coffey, the leadoff hitter for the Knights, who singled and got hit by a pitch in this game so far as he gets his third at bat of the game here in the 4th. First pitch swinging, high fly ball to right field. Going back is Cook, and that's going to be a home run for Coffey. So quick answer for the Knights, getting 2 runs on the board here in the 4th. They're going to take a 7-4 lead. That's going to bring up Landon Sarkey, the 2-hole hitter. Black back to work as that ball's outside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Sarkey. One-0 pitch, swung on, fouled off to the left side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Caught the outside corner, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's going to be in the dirt to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Struck him out looking. Caught the outside corner. Sarkey doesn't like it, but that's going to be the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Zach Bale, the first baseman. It's going to be outside for a ball. One-0 pitch in there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swung on, grounded to the left side, but foul. 2-2 the count on Bale here in the 4th. Inside. Looked like a little flinch from the umpire. He wanted to call it, but that's going to bring the count full here with 1 out. Black comes set, payoff pitch, grounded to shortstop, fielded by Campos, thrown across. That's going to be caught up the line and tagged out by Terry for the second out of the inning. So good response by Jackson Black after the leadoff walk on some honestly questionable pitches that he could have got frustrated by, but it led to a 2-run home run and then retired the next 2. That's a great response by the freshman, who seems to be unfazed so far as that ball is swung on, fouled off. If you can go in and challenge Georgia Gwinnett in your first college appearance and coming into the game with runners at second and third, then you got some grit to you. That ball is another foul ball straight back. 0-2 count. to Corona. Corona's grounded out twice in this game. 0-2 pitch, swung on, hitting high to right. Cook going back, and he's going to watch that one sail over the wall. His second home run of the inning. Not the best 0-2 pitch from Black there. That's going to get the Knights back on the board and extend the lead 8-4. No lead is safe, if I've learned anything here in my 14 years at Bryan, here at the field, but certainly no lead is safe with this dangerous Lions offense. So as we start this at bat with a strike, Lions are down 8-4 here, but the experienced guys know they can come back in a hurry. That ball is lined for a base hit into right field. Cook going over will cut it off and get it in to keep McManus for a single. That'll bring up Elijah Kelly, the second baseman. First pitch in there for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch down low for a ball, 1-1 to count. McManus on first, not necessarily a stolen base threat, had 2 on the year last year in his 120 at-bats. That ball is swung on, missed for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kelly. Black will step off as McManus did vault over there at first. Swung on and missed, struck him out. The Knights do put 3 on the board, so we'll head to the bottom half of the 4th. Lions down 8-4. Back at the bottom of the fourth here at center field, Jarrett Scott doing the leadoff for the inning as he will come up with the Lions trailing 8-4 as he'll take the first pitch for a strike. Scott struck out his first at bat. Grounds that one to shortstop. fielded by Coffee, thrown over to first for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Cyrus Campos, the left-handed hitter out of Texas. He'll swing at the first pitch and line in the center field for a base hit. Great job by Campos. As we mentioned earlier, he does have a good eye and likes to take a lot of pitches, which sometimes gets him deep in the count. So the swing at the first pitch he likes, and that at bat is a great growth from him and great start for the Lions to kick off this inning as it'll roll it up back to the top of the order and Caleb Ramsey. Ramsey will offer at that one. Umpire says no go. Ramsey doubled in his last at bat off the wall in left field. Campos a threat to steal at first base. Outside for ball 2. Probably won't be this pitch he's going. 2-0 pitch, fouled back, out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ramsey. Jaron Morris waiting on deck. Action in the Knights bullpen, as I'm sure Adams is on a bit of a pitch count as we open this season off for them. Campos with a sizable lead at first. Swung on and missed, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ramsey. Could see action on the bases here. Adams knows it as he takes a long look at him. 2-2 pitch, runner goes up high for a ball. Throw down is going to be, we're going to call him out. We're going to call him out as the shortstop fields the ball on the shortstop side, has to go all the way across, and don't like the call in the field, don't like the call up here in the booth, but that's what you get. The NAI umpire sometimes. We'll be back. Back in action here in the top of the fifth, and we'll have a new pitcher on the mound for the Lions, Tyler Gray, who was with the Lions last year, but had some arm issues, where he had to sit out. Wasn't able to finish the season, so he'll start this count with a ball. Gray, a transfer from Truett McConnell University, where he had a ton of success as a starter for the Bears. He evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's going to be Calvin Miller leading off this inning for the Knights. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung at and missed, strike 2. Outside for a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two count, down low for ball 3. That'll bring the count full to the leadoff hitter in the 5th. Payoff pitch. Swung on, chopped to the right side, but foul. We'll do it again. Three-two pitch. Swung on, line drive up the middle, base hit. Fielded by Stradley, he'll get it in. That'll be a leadoff single for the Knights here in the 5th. That'll bring to the plate Ty Jarvis, the catcher. Big lead at first, shows bunt, fouled off to the right side. Oh, 1 pitch. Doesn't square this time. Takes that for strike 2. Swung on and missed, struck him out. That'll be the first out of the inning. It's a great response by Gray on the mound. That'll bring up Nathan Penarski, the center fielder. Another lefty in this Knights lineup. Gray over to first. Close, but this time umpire says no. Understandable pickoff move by Gray on that one, as Miller has a pretty sizable lead. No stolen bases last year, but looks like he's wanting to run here. That ball's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Pickoff move by Gray. Back safely. Oh, 1 count. Up high for a ball. Evens count at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch hit softly in the center field. Back goes the middle infield. Can't get it. It's going to drop in for a base hit. That's going to advance the runner. So runner at first and second base for the Knights here, and that'll get the leadoff hitter up, Braden Coffey, who homered in his last at bat. And the wind has shifted a little bit here at center field. It's blowing more toward right field, toward the scoreboard, which is where Coffey's home run went back in the fourth. First pitch outside for a ball to Coffey. A lot of offense here so far in center field today. That ball is hit into left field. Going over is Ramsey. He will make the grab and get it in. Runners will stay put for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Landon Sarkey, the left fielder. Terry playing behind the runner at first for the lefty. The ball's outside for a ball one. Gray comes set. Swung on, fouled off to the left side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-handed batter up. Shortstop Campos doing the holding of the runners at second base. Not much of a shift right now. That ball's grounded back to the mound. Gray will snag it. Underhand to Terry at first base, and that'll end the inning. So we will head to the bottom half of the fifth. Lions trail 8-4. Back in the bottom of the fifth for the Lions. We're going to have Jaron Morris leading off the inning as he takes strike one. Adams still in the mound for the Knights, even though action in the bullpen. That's going to be up high for a ball. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Morris. Swung on, grounded left side through the hole. Be a base hit to start this inning for the Lions. Morris will stop at first and relinquish his running duties to the pinch runner, to the courtesy runner. Chris Hall. No, mute me. Apologize for the lack in commentating there. We are under a tent, and if you've ever dealt with a portable tent, you know that this thing almost blew away because nobody's invented a tent that doesn't do that yet, no matter how much you stake in the ground. But in the action, we had a double by Will Curcio, and Lions scored a run. So it is 8-5, and Denaj Williams is up now. As I am holding this tent for dear life. So if I go out again, you'll know that that's what happened, and I'll be back. 0-2 pitch to Williams, up high for a ball. As you're probably hearing the wind blow in the thing without the backside of our tent, the wind's coming right through. Outside for ball 2. Two-two pitch. Swung on, hitting to right field. Second baseman going back. He will make the play for the second out of the inning. Yeah, muted. Back here in the bottom, in the top of the 6, as you probably guessed, more tent issues. We have taken it down, and so what I'm going to do is leave it up to you to kind of, I'll try to check YouTube on occasion to tell me, is this wind in your ear worth it? Because we have no tent to protect us anymore. That ball is swung on, even the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike. Swung on, hit hard in the left field. Going back is Stradley, and that ball is going to be out of here for a home run as Bale rounds the bag and hobbling as he hits first base, and he's gingerly going around the bag right now. It looks like he did something hamstring right now, so doesn't get to enjoy this home run as much as he would if he hadn't have done that. We'll see where that goes for Bale as Knights extend the lead 9-5. First pitch strike to Corona. One ball, 1 strike. Outside for ball 2. Inside, ball 3. One pitch in there for a strike, 3-2. And he'll walk him. So after the home run, the next man is aboard for the Knights. It's going to bring up Cole McManus, the right fielder. Again, if you're listening and you feel like the wind is too strong, I guess feel free to mute. I'll keep this thing going. It was a little windy when we started this game, and now it got very windy, and that wind is blowing straight out to right field. So we could see more scoring here if we can get the ball in the air, as that ball is grounded to the right side and for a base hit. So 2 men aboard after the leadoff homer in the inning for the Knights. It's going to bring up Elijah Kelly. That ball is bunted foul. Coach Todd Miller giving the signs verbally from the third base box. That squares around. Doesn't offer it the ball outside. 1-1. Great time to bunt for the Knights if you're a bunting team. And he will square again. That's going to be bunted back to the pitcher. He's going to catch it in the air. Gray throws back to second base. He's going to double him up. Great job. And a little bit of confusion on still some confusion. I'm not sure what's going on right here. Okay, what happened was Tyler Gray caught the ball in the air, threw it back to second, but the runner wasn't sure if he caught it in the air or caught it off the ground. Even though umpire did make a clear out call, we still threw it to third base to try to get the runner who was already out, and we threw it in the dugout, so that would advance the runner to third base. So we got 2 outs in the inning, no runs scored on the play, but there is a runner at third base as that ball is gone. And the Knights are piling it on here in the 6th. If you get the ball up in the air anywhere to right field right now, it is long gone as that wind is howling out toward the scoreboard. But I don't think it would have mattered. That ball was well struck. 11-5 Knights. First pitch, checks his swing. Says it's a ball. That ball's hit deep, and that ball's gone. And the Knights are on fire here at center field today. So back-to-back home runs for the Knights here in the 6th is extending this lead. And I told you that no lead is safe, and I do stand by that, but it's getting tougher and tougher by the AB. 12-5 Knights, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. First pitch for a strike on Nathan Pinarski. 0-1 pitch in there for a strike 2. Low for a ball. One-two pitch off to the left side. It's going to be out of play. The wind is changing directions with every at-bat right now. Now it's blowing hard to left. That's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the 6th. 2-2 pitch hit high in the air to left field. Going back is Ramsey. Ramsey's going to watch that one leave the yard. And that one was wind aided. And that happens here in center field. It'll go for both teams. But he got that one up in the air, which is what you got to do. And that'll be back-to-back-to-back home runs for the Knights here in the 6th. Bring Corey Reinhardt, the pitching coach, out to make a mound visit to Tyler Gray. I haven't got a feel yet in this year if Reinhardt will make any changes or if it'll just be Jordan Day making the changes and Reinhardt making the chats. Looks like this one's just going to be a chat. Try to sell this thing down, get out of the inning, and get going again. Reinhardt said his piece. That'll bring us back to the top of the order in Braden Coffee. Coffee takes that one for a ball. Coffee does have one of the night's 6 home runs on the day as he squares the bunt and takes that one for ball 2. Strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike to the batter. It's going to be grounded to shortstop. Campos fields it. Throws it across for the 3rd out of the inning, and it was a big one for the Knights. 5 runs on 4 home runs. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th, 13-5 Knights. Back at the bottom of the 6th, Zach Terry will lead things off for the Lions, trying to get things going with some power themselves, and this is a good one to do it with. Zach Terry can lead the yard. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Knights as Mitchell Porter will take the bump. The redshirt senior out of Cincinnati, Ohio. First pitch inside for a ball. Terry swings like he's trying to get back on the board there. Good hacker on that 1-0 offering. That'll even the count 1-1. 1-1 pitch grounded to the right side. That's going to be through the hole under the diving glove of second baseman Elijah Kelly. And Terry will be on the bag, and I'm sure we're going to see a pinch runner here due to NAIA rules of re-entry. That's going to be Jackson Ballou coming in for Zach Terry. I'm sure Terry will re-enter as the first baseman in the top half of the 7th. But get a little speed on the bases as Jarrett Scott comes to the plate. Leadoff man on for the Lions. First pitch to Scott outside for a ball. One 0 pitch. Check swing, but caught the bat, so fouled back to the dugout. 1-1. The count to Scott. No outs here in the inning. Pitch swung on, hit sharply to second baseman under the glove. That'll send Ballou to third. Fielded by the right fielder, bobbled a little bit, so there will be no chance of any runner. And so we'll have runners at the corners. That was struck well and Kelly just couldn't make the play. That's going to bring up Cyrus Campos. First and third situation for the Knights, but probably going to see nothing but swinging away for the Lions. Here down 13-5 in the sixth. That ball's hit sharply to first base. Goes to second for the first one. Back to first for the double play. It'll score a runner, but stop the momentum. Not what the Lions needed right there in that situation. Will get us back to the top of the order for Caleb Ramsey. Up high for ball one. One 0 pitch, ground ball to second base. Third out of the inning. We'll be back. New pitcher on the mound for the Lions as we start the seventh. It'll be Logan Sullivan, the junior from Lebanon, Tennessee. First year here with the Lions, and we're going to have Landon Sarkey leading off the inning for the Knights. The first pitch is taken down for a ball. Name of the story of the game so far has been the Knights have elevated, and the Lions have not been able to do so. Even though the Knights have hit the balls very hard in the air, this wind is, kind of in that position where in this short park you want to do that. Sullivan evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Fielded by Campos, over to first. Good play by Cyrus Campos as he had just a quarter bobble right there, but recovers well to make the first out of the inning. Campos has played all over the field for Lions in his couple years here. Spent a lot of time at third base, spent some time in the outfield, spent some time at second, and now finds himself at shortstop for the 2026 season as that ball's in there for a strike. To Zach Bale. Bale takes that pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. This is a 9-inning game. Both these doubleheaders today and tomorrow will be a 9 and then a 7 following as that ball's fouled back. One-two pitch, hit softly in the air. Over goes Curcio. In comes Cook, and that ball is going to be land with nobody taking charge right there. We see the effects of the wind again right there. As soon as that ball goes up, Curcio, the second baseman, and even Terry, who was making chase, felt like they had a play, and the wind just kept carrying it. And by the time Cook probably realized it was his ball, it was too late. So runner on for the Knights with 1 out here in the 7th. And Hector Corona will step to the plate. First pitch ball to Corona. Two balls, 1 strike. Morris, good job of blocking that one up. Runner gets his lead. 2 balls, no strikes. Up high for ball 3. Thirteen to 6 here in the top of the 7th. The ball's in there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Swung on, popped up, giving chase is Williams. He's going to be in the coach's box and will make the catch for the second out of the inning. It's a great job by Sullivan to battle back and get the out there. That's going to bring up Cole McManus. Could see some action on the bases during this at bat. Up high, ball 1. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. One strike. Fouled, backing out of play. 1 and 2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch hit into left field. Ramsey is camped under it, and he will make the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. So 1 run scores, and we will go. No run score. We will go into the bottom of the 7th, 13-6, Knights. Back in action on this incredibly windy day here on the campus at Bryan College. This wind is blowing hard. I've coached a lot of games on this field and seen this wind blow hard, and I haven't seen it much harder than it's going right now, at least from our vantage point up here on the hill. As Jaron Morris will lead off the 7th for the Lions, trying to get some things going. He'll take that pitch for a strike. Grounded to the right side, stopped by Kelly. Kelly recovers and makes the out. Great play by the second baseman, Elijah Kelly. For the 1st out of the inning. I'll bring up the right fielder, Cade Cook. Cook swings at the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Outside for ball 1. Evens count 1-1. Fouled in the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch to Cook. Fouled chopper, and it's going to be back to the mound. Fielded by the pitcher and thrown out for the 2nd out of the inning. It's going to bring up Will Curcio for the Lions. Takes first pitch, strike. Strike 2. Hit sharply left side through the hole, base hit. Curcio will be on with 2 outs in the inning. for Denaj Williams. I was about to say in there for a strike, but it looked like out there, but called a strike anyway. Williams didn't like it. 0-1 count. Hit sharply left side, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Curcio on first, not a super threat to steal. Lions will take their spots with anyone, but this is not the spot. 0-2. Swung on, grounded softly in the left side. Third baseman coming in, makes the play. He's going to throw it away. That's going to be to the the side fence, and that's going to advance the runners 1 bag. I don't know if that left the. It must not have. I thought that may have been 2 bags. I can't see where the ball ended up. I don't know if it left the field yet. But we will have runners at second and third for Logan Stradley. And the Lions can get back into this game quickly with the power and the order they have coming up in this inning, starting with Stradley. Outside for a ball. Probably expect to see a steady barrage of off speed here with 2 men on scoring position here to Stradley and a base open. That pitch is hitting the left field, incoming the left fielder, and he will make the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. So nothing doing for the Lions. We will head to the 8th, 13-6. Leading off the 8th for the Knights will be pinch hitter Tate Bender. As Bender takes the first pitch for a strike. And Tate Bender hits the next pitch out of the yard. So good start to the weekend. I'm not the season for Tate Bender as a pinch hitter, as he will extend the Knights' lead 14-6. Knights are doing what the Lions haven't been able to, as I mentioned, elevate the baseball. And the scoreboard is reflecting it right now here in the 8th. First pitch for a ball. That ball is hit high into right field, but shallow. And I said right field. It's going to make a play by Will Curcio, the second baseman, battling this wind. Great job staying with it and making the play for the first out of the inning. Anything that's hit this high today is going to be a struggle with the way this wind is blowing. So great job by Curcio on sticking with that thing. First pitch fouled off down in the box, 0-1. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. This will also be a pinch hitter. This is Ty Jarvis. Jarvis, the catcher, has been in. And Jarvis will strike out for the second out of the inning. Now we'll have Nathan Pinarski up. Strike 1 to Pinarski. No balls, 2 strikes to Pinarski. High and outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Check swing fouled off to the left side. Count remains the same, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Down low, 2-2. And the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here for Logan Sullivan. And he struck him out looking. So going into the bottom of the 8th, the Lions have 2 innings to get something going, trailing by 8. back at the bottom of the 8th for the Lions. And we will have a pinch hitter, Brody Jenner. He will be pinch hitting for Logan Stradley. Excuse me, he'll be pinch hitting for Zach Terry. Two balls and one strike to Genter. Swung on, popped up in the infield. Pitcher camped under it. He'll make the play. One out. It's going to bring up Jarrett Scott. Outside, but called strike. Caught the corner. Oh, 1 pitch, strike 2. As he extends it even farther. My guess is expect him to go into the other batter's box with this pitch. Strike 3 called. That'll bring up Cyrus Campos with 2 outs in the inning. As this wind has picked up even more from its heavy pace, I'm say we're well into the 40, 50 mile an hour winds here at center field right now, blowing straight out toward right center field. As that pitch is called ball. 2 balls and no strikes. The ball is hit left side through the hole. Single for Campos. That'll bring up Caleb Ramsey, and if Ramsey can find anything on the barrel pull side, it's going to be in the woods with this wind right here. As we're seeing toboggans and papers and everything fly off our score table. I'm sure you're hearing that wind, and I apologize if you're just joining us recently. We were in a tent, and that tent went bye-bye. Golly. Sorry, we are experiencing some very windy conditions up here, and things are flying all over the field, toward the field. Thank you. 1-0 count on Ramsey. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The ball's grounded left side. Third baseman makes the snag. Tries to come up with it. Going to be a tough one. Can't get there in time as Ramsey is speedy. So another runner on for the Lions. Bring up Jaron Morris. My colleague Jessica Day is going to have to belt herself to her chair. She's going to fly down the hill. She is on the petite side. The wind could pick her right up. Morris swings and hits one hard in the left field, and that ball is going to be gone. So Jaron Morris with his first home run of the year is what the Lions needed here in the bottom of the 8th to get some things going and get some momentum back in their direction as that ball left the yard in a hurry. Not wind aided as that ball was well struck. To be fair, even though this wind is blowing incredibly hard, I'm going to say only 1, possibly 2 of the 7 home runs hit today. 6 by the Knights has been win-aided. And so Lions cut that lead to 14-9 here in the bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up Cade Cook. First pitch outside for a ball. Struck into right center field. That's going to fall in there for a single for Cook. And the Lions are getting things going here in the 8th. That'll bring a mound visit by the Knights pitching coach. See if he can change some momentum here. Will Curcio at the plate for the Lions with 2 outs here and 1 runner on here in the 8th, trying to extend this inning as he hits that ball sharply to the left side, fielded by the shortstop, flipped to second for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Lions do put some runs on the board and make it a little bit more manageable in the 9th, needing a 0 in the top. We'll be right back, 14-9. Back in action here in the top of the 9th, and the Knights will have a pinch hitter start the inning, Zeke Bonilla. The junior from Chicago will lead off for Marian as he'll take first pitch for a strike. This Marian lineup full of lefties and lefties off the bench. As that ball is hit high in the air to right field, wind's going to be tough, but Cook is camped under it as he does make the grab. For the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Landon Sarkey. First pitch outside for a ball to Sarkey. Lions need a 0 here if they want to keep things manageable here in the bottom of the 9th. That ball is hit sharply to second base, and that's going to be out of the reach of Curcio as he was playing pull side on the lefty Sarkey. That's going to be a single with one out here in the ninth. We have Zach Bale at the plate. Takes first pitch strike. Actually, I think this might be a pinch hitter. Let me see if I can grab a number. This is Seth Hogg pinch hitting for Bale. Both big, tall righties. That ball's in there for strike two. Excuse me. That's strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hit high in the air to left field. There's not going to be anything that can keep that in the park as this wind is screaming out there, and that'll be a home run for the Knights to extend this lead. So that is 2 pinch hit home runs for Marian on the day. Guys coming off the bench swinging. 16-9. Going to bring up Hector Corona. Corona swings and hits that one out of the yard. Cole McManus at the plate for the Knights. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike. I lost my notes when I lost my tent. So I don't know exactly how many home runs Marian has hit, but it's at least 10. Maybe right at 10 on the day. As they came out this season swinging and looking like a great offense to start this year. Chopped right side foul. Outside for ball 4. Sullivan wanted it. Didn't get the call, so that's going to put a runner at first base with 1 out here in the ninth for Elijah Kelly. Up high for ball 1. Couldn't check his swing there. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside, caught the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. High fly ball. Stradley camped under it in center field. He'll make the grab for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Calvin Miller. With 2 outs and a runner at first. Outside for a ball. One 0 pitch up high, ball 2. In there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike. And Miller will draw the walk to put runners at first and second with 2 outs. Now we'll see a pinch hitter for Jarvis. Aiden Holtzapple on deck, and the Marian coaches are talking about something. I'm not sure if they're committed to this yet, but it looks like they are. So Holtzapple will pinch hit for Jarvis. Another lefty in the box for the Knights, as they have done a good job of recruiting a lot of them. First pitch swinging, fouled back and out of play. Low for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Flag is stiff and blowing straight out as Holtzapple takes that for strike 2. When we started this game, the wind was blowing a little bit in, and starting at about the second inning on, it is favored hitters. That ball is chopped softly to the third base side. Williams coming in, makes a play, throws it across for the third out of the inning. So the Lions will go into the bottom of the ninth, trailing 17-9. We'll be right back. Lions got some catching up to do here in the bottom of the last frame, trailing 17-9. It has been a lot of big offense here, and Naj Williams will try to start things off as he hits that one sharply right side, but just foul. Naj, first year here, freshman, from my perspective, has put some incredible swings on baseball so far this year as he takes a hack at that one and misses. Looking like a guy that could be an absolute star in the future, if not this year, as he's off to a good start already this season. Swung on, fouled off left side. The thing that impressed me the most about Williams was seeing him at Georgia Gwinnett not be overmatched, and probably saw a consistent barrage of 90 to 94 miles an hour from the Grizzlies. He hits that one in left center field. Shallow. In comes a left fielder. He will make the catch. As soon as I said shallow, it really wasn't shallow because that wind just kept carrying it out, and it ended up being pretty much a routine fly ball to left. It's going to bring up Logan Stradley. Stradley, it's the first pitch high in the air to left field. That's going to be out of here. And that ball, goodness gracious, I'll tell you this, it was hit well. There's no doubt it was hit well. But then when you combine it with this 40, 50 mile an hour wind, if you're listening and you're familiar with the setup of the field, it went over the coaches' cars behind the cage, which is a monster shot. Down in those woods, if it was even with the pond, it would have cleared the pond. So definitely well struck by Stradley, not taking anything away from him right there, but it's kind of a crazy day, and we got another game to play, and we can expect it to be equally as crazy. That's going to bring up Morgan Halliday, the pinch hitter. Morgan hails from Canada, Prairie Baseball Academy. Head coach Todd Hubka running that program a long time. He's been a friend of the program for a long time. Had some guys there. As he chops that one, I'll tell you this, they're going to call it foul. It wasn't, but chops that one in front of the plate, and they're going to say foul ball, so 0-2. So we've had several guys from PBA. Joey Underwood, Kyle Paulson. And called strike 3 on Halliday. This ball's outside. He didn't like it, but that's going to be the second out of the inning. I feel like I'm in a wind tunnel. It's going to bring up Jarrett Scott. 2 outs here in the ninth. Lions trail 17-10. In there for strike 1. Strike 2 called on Scott. Oh-2 pitch. Swung at and missed, strike 3. That'll do it for us here in the game 1 as the Marian Knights win this one 17-10 with a lot of offense off the long ball. Stick around. We'll be back in about 35 minutes for game 2 of the doubleheader here on Lions Live.